shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown town streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Danny, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, fills up your day. Good morning Frederick, rise and shine. City so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Good morning Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Danny, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, fills up your day. Good morning Frederick, rise and shine. City so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Good morning Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Danny, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, fills up your day. Good morning Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively.
Hi, I'm Michelle Payton with Pulling for Veterans, and you're watching Good Morning Frederick.
Good morning, Frederick. Today is Tuesday, May 20th, and I'm your host, Danny Gurry. I really, really wish I should have a camera set up in here right before the show begins. It's like a little bit of few minute of chaos. I love it. I love it. But it is Tuesday. Good morning to Mama Cone. Yes, today's going to be terrific. This is a busy week for a lot of people. Graduation week from a lot of colleges. Well, UMD anyway. Graduation has been postponed. Originally supposed to happen in the stadium tomorrow with 100% chance of rain. And apparently supposed to rain like an inch. And what is with the weather this week? We're going to talk with Bob Miller and Chris Michaels about that because I think today's high, or this week, today's high is going to be the warmest it's going to be all week. I know it's still spring, but it's Memorial Weekend this weekend. Kind of crazy, first of all. Hopefully, Memorial Weekend and next week are nice. Of course, we're going to do our morning roundup with Bob Miller and Chris Michaels, covering our local news, weather, and sports. Then I'm going to kind of give you a highlight of what is happening in Frederick. Memorial Weekend is a quiet weekend as far as events are concerned, but it doesn't mean there's nothing happening because we have two fun events coming up this weekend. I hope you join me at one of those, at least. I'm going to chat with Sonia Amir Bowie. She is amazing. She was Miss Maryland, I believe in 2000. She was Miss Maryland. She looks like she could compete today. She's also a volunteer for Distinguished Young Women, and she's an assistant for the Organizational Leadership Doctoral Program at Hood College. And I got to chat with some of them. So I wanted to introduce kind of the program to you so you understand why I'm interviewing some of those people. Don't forget, when you purchase Good Morning Frederick merch at 401 North Market Street or online, 100% of those proceeds goes to our nonprofit of the month. This month, it happens to be Big Tree Memorial Fund. And I encourage you to head over to our YouTube channel, search up that interview, and watch it, because it is an amazing organization, as many of our nonprofits are. Sometimes out of tragedy comes great things. Want to say good morning, my friend Gretchen. Gretchen made it, joining us this morning. I think Gretchen might be one of our pop-up vendors this weekend. I'm going to have to double check that before I hop into what's happening in Frederick. But she makes a lot of great stuff, custom etchings and things like that. Very cool. And you can see her at the pop-ups at the Home of Everything Frederick over the weekend. All right. Oh, my friend Debbie Streeton joining this morning. Good morning to you, my friend. Yes, really good. We still need to get a get together on the books. All right, let's go ahead and get Tuesday rolling. Good Morning Frederick is sponsored by Rita's Italian Ice and Frozen Custard of Frederick, now open daily noon to 9 p.m. You can also pick up a hot pretzel or an iced coffee while you're there. And if you can't get to Rita's, they can come to you. Order on Grubhub, DoorDash, Uber Eats as well, or circumvent those higher prices and just download Rita's free app, order online, swing right by those lines and go to that side window and pick it up. All right. If there's no reason not to have Rita's, 538 West South Street in Frederick. Well, gentlemen are in the studio. Let's find out what's happening in our morning roundup. Morning Roundup is sponsored by Auto Trim Design of Mid-Maryland. Window tinting, paint protection film, ceramic coating, vinyl wraps like on the Good Morning Frederick car. Also, customized leather upholstered car seats. They can take care of all your aftermarket enhancements. Auto Trim Design of Mid-Maryland. Accessories for any lifestyle. Find them on Urbana Pike or at autotrim-md.com. Well, good morning.
Well, howdy.
How
When
are you both?
when you introduce us as gentlemen, I seem to wonder if there's two other people you got and you got rid of us, so I never know. So could you say Bob and Chris so we're not confused, please?
Yeah, I will. I will for sure. I see you're back down in the dungeon today.
Yeah, I didn't trust my laptop from not performing well after the last two times it almost crashed on me. So I was like, I've given you enough bloopers already. I don't want to give you any more. So I figured I'd come back down to the dungeon.
I love it. I love it. And I love the sunshine streaming in on Bob's face because I don't think we're going to get much of it for the rest of the week.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope we are. We're getting our pool opened up today.
Oh, you have a pool?
We do have a pool.
Wow. I know where I'm going to be this summer.
It's not a heated pool like I had before because I can't. This one's big. It was built in 1966.
Wow.
Right? And it looks like it was built in 1966. Trust me, it needs a lot of work. But it's getting open today, and hopefully, we'll be swimming in it very soon. So.
Yeah. Well, even though it was built in 1966, it's cool. It'll be nice, the summer, and nothing better than having a pool right in your backyard.
I guarantee you. So here's what happened. I'll see if I can show you a picture of it. I almost didn't make it here because Friday we had those storms come through, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I just got Xfinity cable. I just got it for my, my computers, everything. Linda and I were away. We were up at her mom's house, and we came home, tried to get on the TV, couldn't get on the TV, and that is the reason why. Can you see that?
Oh, yeah, I saw this. I can actually pull it up from your Facebook post. Yeah, that's crazy.
Right? And I'm like, so, I called the cable company, and I said, look, here's what happened. I haven't even paid my first bill yet, right? Haven't even paid my first bill. It came through. It's on a power strip. The power strip did its job. It did blow out my my Comrex power supply as well, but I didn't know that until yesterday when Chris and I were trying to do the show.
Oh, no.
But, we came home. We tried to get on TV. We couldn't. And I looked and I walked into where it is, and it was all over the place. It was just blown.
Wrong one.
Like,
That's
this
my
could
other
have
stream.
this could have caught my whole house on fire.
Yeah.
So I called the company, right? And I told them, I said, look, something happened. And when they got installed, they said, look, we're going to have to do some things to some outside boxes because it's not right. And I didn't think maybe they hadn't gotten those done yet. There they are. Yeah, there's my little post. And so the guy on the other end, of course, he's just in a call center, right? And I'm like, I need somebody out here immediately. This is what I do for a living. And he's like, I can get somebody there by Sunday afternoon. And I'm like, that's not acceptable. And he's like, well, that's the best I can do. And by now, I'm livid. I'm like, look, this could have burnt my house down. This came through your cable. This is the only thing that blew up. Blah 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 blah. And Linda told somebody yesterday. She's like, I've never seen him that angry, and I was angry.
Yeah, you don't typically get angry like that.
I don't. And I told the guy, he's like, well, I can't do anything. It's the best I can do. And I said, well, then give me somebody who can make something happen. And he's like, they're going to tell you the same thing. And I'm like, nope, escalate this to the next person above you because you're not doing anything to help me. So long story short, I yelled and screamed. And I told him, I said, look, if you're not here by the time you say you're here, I am charging you $50 a minute off of my bill. That won't be paid. You will not get it because you're not living up to your end of the bargain. I said, I haven't even been a customer for 3 weeks and I got to deal with this. So he's like, well, I'll do the best I can, blah, blah, blah. I hang up the phone. I don't think it was 5 minutes later. Somebody called me and said, hey, we've got, this has been escalated. And I told her what happened. And she goes, I'll have somebody there by 8 o'clock tomorrow morning on Saturday morning. He showed up at 8 o'clock. He was the guy who actually installed it. And I'm like, you told me that there was other problems. And he goes, yeah, it's all good. Our lines and stuff are good. And he said, it just happens. He goes, I got 4 more calls in your area that have had their system blown up. So maybe it's a good idea. Remember your grandmother said, unplug everything, right? Before you go to bed.
Yeah, or have those power surge protectors or whatever. But yeah, it is scary though. I mean, that's crazy. And here's the other thing makes me mad that you have to go through all of that.
Mm-hmm.
What you need to get done. That yelling, the screaming, the runaround, the I can't do anything. No matter who you talk to, it's not going to happen. That's bull crap. We all know it. Don't say that. I mean, I get their job is to try to de-escalate and handle as much as they can. Otherwise, what's the point of having the middleman? But still, ridiculous.
Well, just the fact of the hoops and jumps and stuff that you have to go through just to talk to somebody.
Oh, I mean,
give me just a number. I don't need to talk to your chat GPT assistant and then telling me what's the problem. Is it internet? Is it the TV? Is it streaming? And when you're like, and I'm right, my power supply blew up.
Well, my other thing is when you have like either multiple things or it's convoluted, you're trying to say stuff and it's just like, please just let me speak to a person.
Right.
I just need to speak to a person. But what I hate more than that is where you're required to put in all your details, the last 4 of your social and the account number. And then when you get to the person, they just ask you for all that crap anyway. I'm like, what is the freaking point? It's in the system. Ugh.
I get it. I'm just going from now on. I'm just going to do Chris Michael's arms and say, "This is what's going to happen if you don't come back and take care of the thing."
Push it up from behind. Here.
What drives me nuts is when you give all that information and you've been waiting for like 15 minutes to finally talk to somebody, and your phone hangs up or you lose reception. Then you got to go all through that again, over and over again. Oh man. There is nothing that drives me nuts more.
No, that is bad. That is
big shout out.
Or you've been in the conversation with the person and either they disconnect you or you get disconnected. That is infuriating.
And then
because you're never getting back to that person.
Yeah. I think that if companies wanted to do themselves a favor, they get I will admit that the cable company that I had down in Florida, you called Spectrum, there was somebody that would answer the phone and they would be like, I'll try to help you out the best I can. And if I can, I'll direct you to the person who can. And they could be in Ohio, they could be anywhere. And, you know, I've had problems diagnosed and it was simple. But this guy was just not, they did not send me a customer survey.
Yeah. Yeah, stay on the line and rate Bobby's attitude when we're done.
Yeah, there you go.
Big
Oh,
shout out to our
God.
engineer Dave Kiefer, who actually fixed our Comrex for us. Had some parts he put together, and Bob was able to do the show from his home. And it was like I was driving to work on that Monday, and I was running late, like really, really late. I try to get to work no later than 5 o'clock, to get stuff done, or sometimes earlier. And I didn't get there till about 5:40, 20 minutes before we got to go on air.
Boy.
Yeah. I was really, and so then I got the text message from Bob. I'm like, oh no, now I gotta do show. Because Bob, let me say, Bob does all the work for the show. I'm gonna give him credit. He does all the work, he does all the show prep, and whatever he talks about, I just kind of follow what he talks about and give my opinions. I'll do a little bit here and there, but he does most of the hard work. So I was like, oh God, now I gotta do the show prep. There you go.
Show prep right there.
Yeah.
Those notes.
Yeah,
copious notes. Where I can find the stories, when I can find them, blah blah blah. But yeah, it was. And when I found out, I'm like, oh, dang it, I got to go into work. And I'm like, I had flip flops on, my hair was bad, the normal stuff. And I have a different job where I go and get and I'm like, I am not dressed for this job. Please do not let me drop a 50-pound box of concrete on my foot.
Right, while I'm driving out the house.
Let me tell you what Bob was dressed like. Okay, I don't know if you've been following. I'm addicted to these. There's this one guy on social media, this Indian guy who owns a restaurant in India. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's all over social media. It's not the most hygienic place, but he sits down and he serves food, and he has these sandals on with his feet showing, and his hair is all like a mess. And I forget the guy's name, but that's what Bob was dressed like when he came in. He had the sandals on. And you know what I'm talking about? Have you seen this guy, Danny?
I have not.
Okay, so either. You got to. I'm so addicted to this.
I don't think I could stomach it, really, to be honest. I don't know.
I'm so addicted to this guy. It's just mind-boggling to me. So this guy, he sits Indian style at this, I don't know, it's a street stand in India somewhere. And I love Indian food, first of all. Let me just say that. Indian food is some of the greatest food ever. But this particular city in India, man, I guess they don't have a health department or something, man, because this guy's sitting there with his no shoes on. Luckily, he puts a towel over his dirty feet. He covers his dirty feet. And then these dudes bring in the slop and pour it in. And then he takes this people's money and with the same hand, starts putting the slop in the dish. And I'm looking at the guy, man. He sits there wiping the sweat because it's like 1,000,000 degrees over in India. He's wiping the sweat off his face and then keeps serving food. You gotta look this guy up, man.
This is why our bodies are amazing to be able to survive certain things like that.
Because Bob, it's just.
I want to look him up, but that's the question. You just told us he's the most disgusting, and you're equating him to how I looked yesterday, which makes me even more mad. I understand. I understand that. I mean, my toes need to get a farrier. They're past the pedicure part. They need to go. I need to get a farrier in here with those big nippers to nip them off. But
your feet looked wonderful, Bob. I noticed that your feet weren't as bad as this guy's.
Okay, what's going on in the news today, Chris?
Well, hold on. Let me just finish just one segment. I'm trying to bail you out of here, Bob. The only reason why I compared you to this guy is because he wears the sandals. Like
he's throwing you into the hole, filling it up, and then trying to unbury you. I
your feet look much
guy
better,
in his
Bob.
sandals and his feet, and I get it. I know I don't. I used to have pretty feet. I don't have pretty feet anymore.
But going away from Bob real quick, if you get a chance, watch this dude, man. And in all these different street vendors over in Italy, not Italy, India, and it's crazy because you're thankful, that you live in a country where people don't scratch themselves and grab your food on the streets. It's crazy, man. But again, I love Indian food. I do love Indian food, and I don't want to
put an asterisk on this whole open.
It's just
we love Indian food
in our
we love
country.
Indian people.
We do.
It's
we do.
Good.
But you got to follow other countries have different ways of doing things, and that's not our way here. But
good news is that he didn't take his foot to his mouth and chew his toenails off or anything.
Yeah, that's I guess that's only during soccer games when they get nervous. Maybe he does. I don't know, but anyway, Yeah, I just want to throw that. The guy has a lot of big following on Facebook because people are just astonished by, there's no health department, I guess, in that particular town over there. I don't know. But anyway, there you go. Let's get to news here. Sentence was handed down on Monday for a Frederick man convicted of second-degree assault and 17 counts of violating protective order. Jerome Mario Britton, 45, received 13 and a half years in prison from Circuit Court Judge Joni Raymond Brubaker. Britton has been convicted. Britton has been convicted of those offenses on March 20th, 2025. And something we talked about today on the show: residents who live in Linganore community are strongly urged to avoid an area of the lake due to a sewage overflow. That is disgusting. Oops, I lost
That's
my,
disgusting as that guy's feet.
No, this is I didn't see no sewage over there. But I'll tell you what, though, real quickly, man, you talk about Taco Bell giving you runs, man. I'm looking at that food, man. Forget it.
I'm sorry, Danny. That's my fault. I took him down that road again. I let him down the road.
We always talk about Taco Bell. This really makes Taco Bell look like a 4 or 5 gourmet restaurant here.
Never be a sponsor of the Good Morning Frederick. Thank you.
I'm never ever gonna.
Sorry, Danny, if you were in talks with Taco Bell. I apologize there.
Okay.
All right, let me get back to important news here because I document the news. I am a news guy.
It's riveting. I'm so glad you're prepared and we're ready to go.
Well, that's not my fault. I got a bunch of different tabs open here. Getting back to the sewage here in Frederick County, the Frederick County Health Department says that the area is from southwest of Coldstream Beach to the dam. It says residents and visitors should avoid swimming and full body immersion in this part of the lake. Sorry there, Danny. The wording is small. It's hard for me to see.
Hey, here's a serious question, though. If sewage is eking into the lake, how is it not all in the lake?
Right?
Yeah, no.
And
I know.
it's Memorial Weekend. That's the one
right.
I'm assuming it's going to be open. Well, they swim year-round there sometimes. So,
well, a real crappy story, though.
It really is. Anyone who comes in contact with the water should wash themselves thoroughly with soap and warm water, just in case you didn't know, especially before eating. The department says pet owners should keep their pets away from these waters. Signs are posted around the overflow area, and residents and visitors should stay away from now until June 2nd. Boating and fishing are still permitted in that part of the lake, Lake Linganore. Fish may still be safe to consume after they're cleaned, scaled, and cooked. I don't know, man. I don't care how much.
Crappie?
Yes. Yes, that is. And they're good eating.
Yeah. I don't really care how much you clean my fish. If it's got human excrement on it, I don't think I want to eat that fish. I'm just saying.
I'm going to guarantee you that most of you, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised.
So the moral of the story, for those of you that live around Lake Linganore, stay away from Taco Bell, at least until this is taken care of. There you go.
And don't drink the water.
Don't drink the water. Yeah, do bottle water. All right, getting to the weather. Mainly sunny to start. A few afternoon clouds. Looking at a high of 72. It's currently 57 out there. Tonight, going to get down to a low of 55. Cloudy with rain developing after midnight. Chance of rain is 80%, so pretty darn good chance of rain. And then tomorrow, looking at a high of 58, low of 52. And tomorrow, a 97% chance of rain. So I would say that you'll see some rain tomorrow as well. Maybe hopefully clean up that lake a little bit over there with all that rain. Who knows? But there you go. That's the news and weather for today.
All right. Orioles lost again, 7th in a row. They lost to the Brewers yesterday by a score of 5-4. The Orioles erased a 3-run deficit, but still fell to 0-3 since firing manager Brandon Hyde, handing the job to Tony Masalino on an interim basis. All right. Yesterday, it was bad news for the 3A quarterfinals. It was Northeast over Tuscarora and lacrosse yesterday, 14-3. I'm sorry, no, it wasn't lacrosse. It was softball. And this is kind of interesting. Avery Newman, their star ace pitcher, the one nobody can hit, right? Had to leave during the second inning for what they called a non-mandatory school presentation. The game was initially scheduled for Friday, but storms forced a postponement to Monday. and I guess she had to give a school presentation. I don't understand that at all, but the coach for Northeast understood because he had something similar happen to him in the past, and he was just glad that he didn't have to face Avery Newman. Tuscarora, the Fighting Titans, went down. They, didn't stand a fighting chance with against that once they lost their star pitcher. We've got action tonight. Lacrosse, both Middletown boys and girls going for state finals today. The boys will take on Falston, who was ranked number 2 in the state. They're 18-2. Middletown's 12-4. The Lady Knights are going to take on number 1 South Carroll, who are 14-3, and Middletown is 13-4. That'll be 6 o'clock. Both games will be played at Mustang Stadium, Stevenson University, and Owens Mills. So that looks like it's go Middletown. I don't say that very often.
No,
but when Walkersville's not in it, I'm all in favor of Frederick County teams.
That's right, of course. And that's so heartbreaking for that pitcher. I would have phoned it in, for gosh sake. I would have pre-recorded it or something. I don't know.
Right? I don't know what you do. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
And Danny, I meant to ask you, did you talk about Kicking Up for the Cure that we had over the weekend? Had lots of fun doing that, and it was good to see you there as well.
Yeah, it was a great event. I talked about all the events I did because I also did the Kids Expo on Sunday at the Key Stadium. And what a great weekend for doing some good stuff. But yeah, you were the man on the mic on Saturday night with a packed house at the Moose Lodge to raise money for St. Jude. And you just couldn't take those requests fast enough.
Yeah, we had about 3 pages full of requests, and I felt bad because
here's the event person in me. This is what you do. You put bids on songs. So you put your song up and you say, I'm going to pay $10, and you give everybody 15 minutes, and whatever song has the most money, then you play that song, and then you start it all over again. And then instead of a couple of dollars per song, we're getting $20, $25, $30 a song.
And that is why Danny is a marketing genius, as I always say. But no, it was great fun. Tom Whalen from our sister station, Free Country 99.9, was there, and he emceed it, which would help me out a lot. And I was able to focus on the music.
I'm just bummed you weren't in a cowboy hat and cowboy boots and your Wrangler button-down shirt with the little, jeweled beads on the front. I'm upset.
You know what happened, Danny? I had my tight Wranglers all set, ready to go. But unfortunately, I put them in the dryer like I shouldn't have, and those tight Wranglers just got even tighter. And I didn't want to, so,
For the next event, I want you to come walking out to Rhinestone Cowboy in your full getup. That's how we're going to introduce you at the next one. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to start an auction to get your getup. All right, we're going to have people bid on what you have to wear at the next event, and it is going to be awesome, and it's going to be I might do that for Christmas Cash for Kids, too.
Well, first of all, let's understand something here, Danny. Nobody wants to see me in tight jeans, okay? That's the last thing anybody wants to see, okay? And then with my allergies, with those tight jeans, all it'll do is take a sneeze, and then my pants will rip right in half. We don't need that. Nor do we want anybody to see that.
Worth the price of admission, my friend.
I'd rather see the guy with the bad feet at the Indian restaurant than that.
Oh, boy. All right. Well, we will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining us each day. Always a good time.
Thank you for finally putting an end to it.
Wait. Before you go, Danny, don't hang up on me yet. Over there, Chris Delgado that says that the guy's like a train wreck. What do you want? I'm not a news guy.
How do you know he wasn't talking about me? Why do you always make it about you?
He was talking about the guy in India.
Yeah.
No, because I would agree. I am a train wreck.
Thank you very much. You're not allowed into a restaurant anymore.
Well, I wasn't going to put this one up because we're never sending you back, but Florida misses you. Come back, Bob.
Yeah, well, thank you. You know what? Sometimes I miss it, but not now. It's beautiful outside. Good morning, Frederick. I got to go.
Mama Cone says the fairy costume for Chris. We might have to take some bids, but I am fixing that fairy costume. It's going to be way better this year.
The things I do for the kids, man. Well, we're
going to have you both in them. We're going to have a whole swarm of fairies this year at the Kris Kringle Parade.
You know what? I'm going to say something, but I'm
Bob will be the Queen Fairy. I will be the Princess Fairy. So there you go. Bob hung up on us. All right. Well, I guess I better go too.
Have a
All
good
right.
one.
Love you guys.
See ya. Oh, goodness. It gets off the rails very quickly. All right. We're going to have to take a break after all that. We're going to come back with a highlight of your events. And then we got Miss Maryland, Sonia Amir Bowie. She is a retro Miss Maryland. And I say that in the most respectful way. But she is also a volunteer with Distinguished Young Women. And her full-time job is with the doctoral students of organizational leadership at Hood College. So we're going to get to her right after all of this. Who's always wanted to go to Alaska? Well, that's me. And I'm putting together a trip June 9th through June 20th of 2026. I would love for you to join me. I'm working together with Antietam World Travel Service to put together an amazing itinerary featuring both land and sea. We're going to see all the great stuff you see when you go to Alaska. I promise it's going to be a lot of fun. Go to bit.ly/Alaska2 for more information.
At Mid-Atlantic Chiropractic, we understand how pain can hold you back. We're here to understand what you're going through. For a limited time, you can schedule your first visit for just $50. Give us a call and mention Good Morning Frederick, and let's get you feeling better.
Cosmec Healing handcrafted small batch tinctures and transdermal salves, double third-party tested for quality you can trust. If you've got pain, headaches, or anxiety, our products are here to help you find relief. Patient over profits mindset, 'cause we're patients too. CosmecHealing.com.
Real estate goddess, yeah. She's the one to get you there. Homes and dreams are perfect, yeah. Shining finery beyond compare.
Oh, yes. All right. Let's find out what's happening in Frederick. Happening in Frederick is sponsored by Taco Bar in Frederick and Taquito in Hagerstown. Also, Taco Bar in Gaithersburg. Of course, we can't forget about that either. All serving delicious, authentic Mexican food. And Taquito even has a drive-through experience or a walk-up window, either one. You can go to tacobar1.com or taquitobytacobar.com for more information and to check them out. All right, Souls of Joy, it's shoe collection time. Go ahead. If you can participate, please let me know. Send anything you can afford via Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, or Zelle. Or if your company wants to sponsor, we have some sponsorships available. Or if you want to get that tax-deductible receipts and all of that, let me know. I'm going to put you right in touch with the people who can take those either checks or charges where you're going to get it from a nonprofit. We can do that too. Look, I am here to do whatever you need done. Happy to shop on your behalf. Or if you're out and about and you're shopping and you see some great shoes for some of our Frederick County kids from kindergarten, these are, littler feet, all the way up to 12th grade, which are adults basically. So whatever you can find, we'll take it. You can drop them off at the Home of Everything Frederick. You can also drop them off at the Orioles Nest or Family Heritage Trust. More locations will be announced very shortly. All right, Thursday. Thursday is Alive at 5, $6 cover. Got to be 21 and up. Great live music. And always food trucks and your drinks, whether beer, wine, or cocktails, are just $6 each. You just buy your tokens. I want to thank Downtown Frederick Partnership for putting on the best happy hour anywhere. Thursday nights, 5 to 8 p.m. Also Thursday at 6, it's the A6 Blue Jean Mile for mental health awareness at Prospect Point Brewery. Then Saturday, okay, it's Memorial Day weekend. I'm going to be at Climbing for a Cause at Tree Trekkers from about noon until 2. I'll try to stay a little bit longer, but I'll tell you what I do have. Oh, the sign's out there. But we did this at the Kids Expo on Sunday. I'm going to do it again. You got to do a couple of things, and I'm going to give you free stuff. I'm going to bring my Bluetooth speakers. I'm going to have some T-shirts, some crossbody bags, magnets, stickers, all kinds of stuff. And then you just have to send a text. You got to make sure you like us on social media, either Facebook or Instagram, and subscribe to us on YouTube, and you get that free stuff. Oh, also, I'll have a ton of Maryland Lottery scratch-offs and tickets to events and gift cards, right? You get to choose whatever you want from that just by doing those 3 things. Plus, you can pick up your other magnet that you're going to want to put on your vehicle, okay? And you're going to just text me a picture of it. When you text me a picture of it, I'm going to give you a Maryland Lottery scratch-off right off the bat. I'm going to send those out. And then coming later this summer, you could win $100 by having that on your vehicle. All right. Then also 11 to 1, it's the Frederick Keys Fan Fest, which is at Harry Grove Stadium. There's a field of honor being put up for the 25th and 26th. That is at Price's Distillery Road in Imesville. And May 27th through 31st, so that's starting Tuesday, the Thermont Ambulance Carnival happens nightly 6 to 10 p.m. I did hear right now you can buy your all-you-can-ride wristbands. I think they're $20 at a bunch of locations like Woodsboro Bank and Thermont Country Kitchen, I think, maybe the Wise, a lot of locations in Thermont. Just ask around. You can get your ticket. If you go to social media and look up the Thermont Community Ambulance Carnival, you'll see all the information about the entertainment, where to get your wristbands, and all that good stuff. But might as well save a little bit of money because never cheap to go to those things. Once you eat, buy the tickets, do the rides, and all that. Also, we do have, and I'm going to have to jump. Wait, one sec. Okay, sorry. We do have our pop-up vendor event. We have it actually Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Tomorrow I'm going to update all of that. I didn't put that on because it's hard to believe it's Memorial Weekend. I'm writing it here. Memorial Weekend pop-up vendors. But I've got Pampered Chef is going to be at the Home of Everything Frederick. We've got Mary Kay. So if you've been looking to pick up that sort of stuff. And oh, I think my friend Tina Williams with her candles that look like food. I think she is going to be there on Saturday. Then on Sunday, I should have made this bigger, but we've got a girl who does permanent jewelry on Sunday. And we've also got handmade jewelry. We've got other jewelry. Oh, we've got Liz. Liz is there. Oh, she's got 3D prints and embroidery as well. So she'll be there Sunday. Then Monday, Gretchen Made It, is going to be there. She's got some custom designed gift items that are just beautiful. Engravings and things like that. You got to check her out. Tina also with the candles, I think, will be back on Monday. And then, my good friend Shannon Storm with massage and wellness and all of that. So big weekend at 401 North Market Street. I'm going to be at the shop off and on all weekend long because we're open the extra day as well. So come on by because now you have an extra day to come buy your Good Morning Frederick merch so that Big Tree Memorial Fund benefits. I want to say good morning to our friend Christy Wood. Thank you so much for joining. All right. So that is happening this weekend, and I'll make sure all of that is updated on the calendars as well as the full calendar, where there's everything, all the information. All right. Then coming up after Memorial Weekend on May 29th, it's the 4th annual Senior Resource and Education Fair presented by SOAR. It's free, and you get a free box lunch as well. It's at FCC from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Then on the 31st, which is a week from Saturday, please join me for the Run Like a Warrior Family Fun Run and Walk. It is not official in the sense of a distance. It's about 1.5 miles. We are going to cruise around the campus of Hood College. We're going to have a great time. Wear your green for Lyme disease awareness, or wear your Frederick flair, whatever that is. Actually, go to the home of everything Frederick. You can get a green Good Morning Frederick t-shirt. Then you check both those boxes and you help the Big Tree Memorial Fund. But there are prizes for the best green and Frederick flair at Run Like a Warrior Family Fun Run. It's from 9 to 11, and it means you can actually start at any time between 9 and 11, okay? It's not like an official got to be there at 9 o'clock to start. We just want you to come on out and support Lyme disease awareness. And all students, I believe they're giving you free entry. We would love for you to come out. It's only going to take a few minutes to do the walk, make your donation, maybe buy a raffle ticket or two, and support Lyme disease awareness with Run Like a Warrior Family Fun Run. I'll be out there with a lot of goodies. I will bribe you to come and participate, or at least stop by and see me. All right, 10 to 5 is the City of Brunswick's Spring Fest, and Mount Pleasant Ruritan Club has their community day with free food and ice cream. Then June 2nd through 7th, we're into the carnivals again. We got the 4-County Lions Club Carnival in Mount Airy. And June 5th, mark it down right now. This is a Thursday from 2 to 7. Now, the 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock is quiet hour. So if you have kids who get a little overwhelmed with all the noise and extra stimulation, come out at 2 o'clock. So from 2 to 3, it's quiet hour at the Frederick Fairgrounds for Touch a Truck and the Frederick Farm Bureau Safety Fair. And then kicking in at 3 o'clock, you can ride the mechanical bull, thanks to yours truly, Good Morning Frederick, and Shannon Flannery, the real estate goddess of Maurer Realty, and of course, the founder of Everything Frederick and More group on Facebook, as well as the home of Everything Frederick. Come out, ride the bull. We're going to randomly select people to win some t-shirts. You're going to be able to get a t-shirt if you do the 3 things like I just said. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right. So June 5th at the Frederick Fairgrounds. All right. We're going to take one more quick break. Then we're going to come back with Sonia Amir Bowie. She is doing amazing things in Frederick, involved in a lot of different things. We're going to talk about 2 of them right after these messages.
Hi, I'm Devin, your friendly neighborhood shower door expert. Upgrade your bathroom with a beautiful glass shower door, custom fit to accent your space and make getting into your shower one of the highlights of your day. Come see us at our brand new showroom in Frederick, Maryland, or online at showerdoorexperts.com.
Experience an unforgettable vacation at the Salty Seahorse on the 4x4 beach in Corolla, North Carolina. Enjoy the pool, relax in the hot tub, fish, and kayak right off the private dock. The Salty Seahorse will be your forever vacation home. Go to thesaltyseahorse2201.com.
This portion of Good Morning Frederick is powered by Ken's Automotive and Transmissions, Total Car Care. Need an oil change or brakes? Ken's Automotive and Transmissions can take care of that. How about exhaust or engine work? Ken's Automotive and Transmissions can do that too. No matter what you need for your car, Ken's Automotive and Transmissions is Total Car Care. Go to kenstrans.com to schedule an appointment today.
Kind of pulled the trigger early on that one, but you get the idea. Pulling for Veterans is our sponsor of People of Frederick. June 27th, mark your calendar for PTSD Awareness Day. There will be a vigil at Memorial Park right on Bent Street. It's the corner of Bent's and 2nd Streets, right? That's 2nd, I think. Yeah, right where the William Talley is, right next to that. It's at 6:30 p.m. For more information, you can go to poolingforveterans.org or look for them on social media. If you need anything in particular, email outreach@poolingforveterans.org. All right, I got a chance to chat with Sonia. She's amazing, and she's going to talk about 2 different programs available. Well, Miss Maryland isn't the only thing on my next guest list of accomplishments. No. We have Distinguished Young Women, and we're going to talk about that, which is a national program, but is available to junior high school girls in Frederick County and Maryland as well. And then the assistant for the doctoral program of organizational leadership at Hood College, Miss Sonia Amir Bowie.
Yes,
Hi.
thank you.
Did I get that right?
Yes, you did. Awesome job. So many
It's a
hats
lot.
now wearing.
But you do a lot, so you are afforded an entry like that, and I'm sure the list is way, way longer. Not only a mom and a great member of our community, but those things as well. So
Thank you.
I have had the pleasure of chatting with a couple of the distinguished young women from Frederick County who are getting ready to embark on some fun stuff this summer to get to the state program. So let's back up a little bit for people who are viewing us and don't know about Distinguished Young Women. Can we talk a little bit about that whole program?
Absolutely. Hi. So I've been volunteering with the Distinguished Young Women program for 8 years, and I started helping young women, mentoring them and getting them ready for college opportunities, scholarships, life skills in general. So the Distinguished Young Women program has been around since 1958. It started out in Alabama. That's where the national headquarters is. And that's where the national competition takes place. So many years ago, back in the 50s, it was called America's Junior Miss. So it was very pageanty. They had crowns, they had sashes. It wasn't until 2007, I believe, when they changed the name to Distinguished Young Women because they were more scholastically driven. So the crowns and sashes went away and they had medallions. And this was an opportunity only open to high school juniors.
Yes, amazing, really. And it's funny. The young ladies that I have spoken with have some very, very similar characteristics, obviously all individuals of their own right, but it'll be interesting as I introduce them to the audience. You'll be able to clearly see how driven, smart, wonderful, talented these young ladies are. So that part of the pageanty sort of thing I think still obviously exists, but you can tell a lot of them when I asked questions like, what are they getting out of the program? That is the spectrum of answers is great, but the driver is obviously, as we both have kids either in or entering college, the scholarship money is one of the big driving forces. So talk a little bit about how they qualify for or win these scholarships.
So it starts out at the local level. And we had created in Maryland, the Maryland at Large, because a lot of counties don't have volunteer programs for distinguished young women. And the requirement is that a young lady can only participate in her county. So if the county doesn't have a program, then where do they go? So after quite some time of talking about this, we decided to create a Maryland at Large program. So these young ladies start out at the local level. They learn about interview skills, how to present themselves in a professional setting. We do have a talent segment, but talent ranges from reading poetry to doing acrobats. I mean, it's just any type of skill that the young lady feels that they want to present. And it's also learning how to speak and perform in front of an audience, people that you don't know. So those are the things that we give. And we also have
I think the, not to interrupt you, I apologize, but I think the talent portion, you know, it's interesting that that is still a component, but importantly, as an adult, even to have something you're passionate about outside of school and
Yes.
academics and doing what you know you're supposed to be doing. I found that part of it very interesting, where some of the young ladies focus that attention on sometimes things that they really they don't make time for because they're studying or working or interning or doing all the things they need to check the boxes for later in life. But it's so important to have that, or at least know you have that potential.
Well, it's also self-care. And
Yeah.
I'm a pianist. I like to sing. I'm more musically inclined, and I still try to make time for piano just for
Yeah.
myself. And I
Yeah.
think these young ladies also need to know that colleges are looking at a well-rounded individual. They're not just
Yeah.
looking for the 1500 SAT,
Right.
5.0 GPA, which is incredibly crazy. You can
Yes.
get that
Yes.
high. But we want
Yeah.
someone that's well-rounded and balanced, because in
Yeah.
life, as you said, need to be
Yeah.
balanced.
Yeah.
So, yes, so at the local level, we have partnerships with a variety of colleges and universities nationwide. Because we're in Frederick, Hood College is a big supporter of the Distinguished Young Women program. They provide all state title holders, or representatives, I should say, a full tuition scholarship for 4
Wow.
years.
Oh, wow.
That's a lot of money.
Amazing. It is a lot of money. And it's, look, it may also obviously have someone think about Hood that may not have thought of Hood or whatever, but what a great school. And we're so lucky to have Hood right in the realm of Frederick City and Frederick
Exactly.
County for
Well,
sure.
and to
Yeah.
add to that, the participants who participate at the local level, they don't even need to advance to states. As long as you participate, complete the local one-day program, which by the way is virtual, so everything is pretty easy to do. As long as you meet the minimum requirement, you get half off at Hood College, in addition to a lot of other schools that give scholarships too. But Hood is one of
Wow.
the highest awarding institutions to participants, and that's
That is
nationwide.
unbelievable. What
Yes.
an opportunity. So, anyone who's got or knows of a young lady who is a rising junior right now in high school, and I believe you guys, this program starts in January, or like January to May or something like that.
So we have info sessions on Zoom starting in the fall, September,
Okay.
October, and then the program is in February. But again, it's
Okay.
all virtual. So
Yeah.
very simple to learn about how to go about submitting
Yeah.
your application.
Awesome. So
Yeah.
be on the lookout for that information for sure. And it's a great segue as we are speaking of Hood College, because you reached out to me as part of your day job and said, hey, how about chatting with some of our doctors, new doctoral graduates at Hood who just graduated May 17th and were hooded the week before. And I thought, okay, sure. Yeah, I want to chat with them. And I'm telling you, some of the most intriguing people, greatest stories, and even those that aren't directly connected to Frederick, in the sense that some are not from here and some may go back to their jobs in other places. The fact that they have centered on and decided on Hood College, every single one of them had a great story about Hood or Frederick or something like that. But just, I mean, some amazing people that pass through that campus.
Absolutely. I mean, just the level of intellect, and also
Yeah.
the background, the diversity of
Yeah.
jobs. I mean, we have pastors, CEOs, military personnel, teachers,
Mm,
all in the same cohort getting their doctorate in organizational leadership. And we also have a
yeah.
doctorate in business administration. So,
Okay.
we have, it's just a wonderful, just me watching and observing, listening to all of these leaders
Yeah.
discuss different perspectives. Because you're
Yeah.
in the same room with the same people. If you're all educators, that's great. But if
Yeah.
you have other people that have different leadership styles that are bouncing ideas off of you, that's where you grow. So
Oh,
it's phenomenal.
absolutely. Yeah, there were some I could have talked to for hours. I mean, like you say, just the experiences that they've had and what, like
Yes.
you say, what they bring to that program, I can only imagine. And what dedication, honestly, to once a week or whatever it is, commit yourself for a few years to advancing, not just even selfishly for themselves. Many of them wanted to put to use what they learned elsewhere. So obviously they're going to utilize that in their futures and impact their communities as well, which is really phenomenal.
Our tagline is preparing leaders, transforming communities. So we
Hmm.
started a nonprofit board fair to connect our doctoral students with opportunities in Frederick, which many have taken advantage of, and they're serving on boards, they're
Nice.
volunteering, because we can give you all the tools to be resourceful leaders. But if you're not impacting communities with what you're learning and giving
Yeah.
back, then what are you doing? You need to
Right.
be
Right.
transforming things. So we are currently recruiting for cohort 10, which starts
Oh,
in the fall.
all right.
So
Yes,
Danny, I hope to see
everybody.
your
Yeah,
application,
get
Danny.
motivated, get off your butts, figure out what you want to do to change the world.
Yes.
Well, let me just tell you, you are straddling this great dichotomy of people with these young ladies in high school, forming and shaping them into people who will impact our community, all the way to these wonderful people completing their doctoral degrees. We really appreciate you. And I know we could talk for an hour on the impact you've had in our own community of Frederick right here. And I know you have a second generation also who has impacted our community greatly. And we can't wait to see what your daughter does as well. But we really appreciate everything you do.
Well, thank you so much for giving me this platform. And, hopefully I'm inspiring others to do the same. Stand up, find your passion, and get your purpose going, because it's so important for us to leave a legacy that we can be proud of. So thank you.
Absolutely. And I think for a lot of us, as we age, it changes a little bit, but certainly anytime we can leave where we are a little bit better, that's a win as far as I'm concerned. So thank you so much. Congratulations to your daughter on her graduation. I know how exciting that is. Yes. Oh, exciting when you have a kid graduating from college or high school. It's just the next chapter, right? All right. Well, that's it for us today. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for sharing and commenting and liking. That does help. It helps every organization. It helps every person I interview who wants to get their messaging out there. That's what it's all about. I appreciate you so much. And I couldn't be here without you, honestly. Well, it wouldn't nearly be as much fun. That's for sure. Have an awesome day. Let's get out there. Let's be great.